my subscribers. So shout out to Retro Player on the VC Fed forums, who's also been working on the Nixdorf LK-3000. And big thanks to PCBWay for sponsoring my channel again. This time they've helped me with these. So what are we doing? I'm trying to get Hello World to work on the Nixdorf LK-3000. So to do that, I've got it connected up to an Arduino. But before we get to that, so this is the cartridge. So I've designed some replacement kind of breakout cartridges so that you can access the cartridge connectors easy. So as you can see here, I've pretty much just pulled the whole thing apart, and I've replaced the cartridge connector with just a straight pin header to make it easier to connect up to the Arduino, obviously. But if you still had your LK-3000 all together, let's just grab one. Where's one? So you had it all together still, then the idea is that rather than pulling it apart, if you wanted to do some development, you could use one of these that I quickly designed. So that's cartridge there, and as you can see, I've just got the cartridge edge connector there, and just right pin headers there, and I think it goes in, well, if it goes in like this, oh wow, that is pretty much a perfect, almost perfect. Oh, well done, Brett. Cool. But it doesn't go in like that, it goes in the other way around. But obviously the issue we've got is we've got the right angled pin headers here, so you'd need to just, I guess, use a Dremel just to cut out a slot there so that your pin headers could stick out, or you could 3D print a new cartridge case so that you could do it like that. But that's for later, once I've figured out how this all works, which I've been working on. So I've got the I'm pretty sure I've got the schematic all done now. So we've got the keyboard matrix, pretty simple. Power, well, I think I'm mostly right. So the display board, so I've got pretty much, the way I see it is I've got two boards. You've got the display board here, which has got the power coming in and the modules there, and then you've got the, I guess, the keyboard interface board, which is this one here, which has got some logic and the interface to the keyboard. So this is the display board here with the cartridge connector. So each DL1414 smart alphanumeric display, this is going to get to this in a bit, basically takes a 7-bit ASCII character between 20 hex, which is space, and 5F hex. And you basically just load it onto the data bus, and then you've got two address bits to address the 4 characters. So you set that up, and then you put the right enable to low, and then it'll display the character on whichever digit. So obviously if you want to do all 4 digits, you've got to load it 4 times, sort of thing. And we've got 4 of those, so we've got 16 characters in total. So there's an additional 2 address bits, A3, A2 and A3, which I think I've figured out. So I think this is how it is calculated. So it's a bit not too easy. So for example, if all the address bits are 0, then we address the 12th, well, digit 12, which is the 13th digit. Anyway, so that's all part of the Arduino sketch, so we won't go into too many details there. And then we've got the other board here. So you've got basically a 2 BCD to decimal decoder. So you've got one for the keyboard, you've got one for the display, and then you've got another one here basically buffering the keyboard columns. But it also, interestingly, because on the cartridge connector we've only got 6 data bits, whereas we need 7 for the ASCII, don't we? But it turns out that the ASCII range that we're using, the D5 and the D6 bit, they're always opposite of each other. So if D5 is high, D6 is low. If D5 is low, D6 is high. So we don't actually need D6 on the cartridge, which is interesting, which is, well, I think it's pretty clever. So D6 is actually generated from D5 using this buffer as well. So pretty much D5 is the enable or disable in this case. So if D5 is low, then the output follows the input, which is 5 volts. So the output, so if D5 is low, then D6 is high. If D5 is low, hang on, if D5 is high, yeah, so if, oh, okay, so if D5 is low, then D6 is high because that's what the input is. But if D5 goes high, then the output is goes to high impedance. But they pull it down to ground, so D6 actually becomes low. So that's pretty clever. And then obviously we can load that. That's the 7th bit onto the thing there. Anyway, this is all on my GitHub. So yeah, here we go. The character set. So you can see we so 20 hex, which is space, 32 decimal, and then 5F, which I guess is underscore by the looks of it. But you can see here that D5 and D6 are always opposite of each other. So that simplifies things. So what have we been doing is trying to basically replicate the ROM. So we've got the CPU and the ROM here. Trying to replicate this using an Arduino. So ultimately that you could have it on a cartridge for whatever reason, you know. You could have a chess program on here, or you could have all sorts of things on there. Anyway, so it's not working at the moment. Like I said, I'm trying to get it to say hello world, and I can almost see it, but it's all jumbled. So I still need to figure out my addressing, I think. So what's going to be the easiest way to see it? Let's turn that off. All right, let's get set up. So let's power on the LK-3000. Okay, so just random data at the moment. Let's power on the Arduino. Clears the display. Okay, so what it says first of all is I think LK-3000, and now what it's supposed to say is hello world, but you can see we've got LLH space H, so that should be hello, and we've got WO. Oh, just reset again. So you can see that there's kind of saying hello world exclamation, but it's just all around the wrong way. So I don't think I've got it exactly right yet. So let's just reset again. Should clear the display. It should say LK-3000 something there and hello world. So it's kind of working. It's kind of working. Is that easier to see there? I think make it even darker. Reset it again. So it kind of says hello world. So let's continue working on the Arduino script. Oh, sketch, not script, sketch. I don't think we're too far off actually. So this is what we were getting. LL space H, blah, blah. Anyway, you can see that. And this is what we should be printing. So hell, so because we've got 4 characters. So that should have been an E. So that might not have been working for some reason. But hello, and then continues on hello world. So you can see we've got the module correct, but we've just got the order within the module basically asks about face. So that should be over there, that should be there. So yeah, you can see pretty much we've just got it round the wrong way. So let me just fiddle with my sketch. So I've just set up a simple array. to map the address from the position, but I might have it. I might not have it correct. It's better, but the first module's not working. Although, oh no. Well, hang on. Hello world. Almost. That's maybe there's an issue with this third character. Otherwise, that says hello world, doesn't it? You can see it. Is it dark enough? There we go. Hello world. Let's reset it again. Clears, and then it says hello LK-3000. Did it actually say, did that third character work? No, that third character didn't work. So there might be an issue with this one here. That's okay. I've got plenty of spares. I can swap this module out, but there we go. Hello world. Almost. Yeah. Cool. Alright, job done. Now, let's get a chess program working. Oh, I'm pretty chuffed with that. It does look like, yeah, it does look like... I'm just wondering whether I'm driving this first module too hard. Now, I'll do some more experimenting. Okay. I now have it scrolling. As you can see, that third character's not working. So I'll have to replace that module. It's not scrolling like in a circular thing, like I was hoping it would. But I'm working on it. Getting there. Okay, how should we like... Okay, I've got it working. I kind of cheated. Rather than just scrolling having the one phrase, I just duplicated it and made it. I thought that was easier. So you can see it's almost getting powered by the Arduino itself. I've actually got it switched off, but you can actually see there's a little bit of. Anyway, so let's power on, reset. Oof. So that first module's not too happy. So what I've done is I added a delay in the setup so that you could see, well, it should say hello LK-3000. Now it's scrolling. Hello world. That first module, yeah, it's not too happy. I'm going to have to replace it, I think. Luckily, I have some spares. I don't know if this one works. let me just try. I don't want to pull all the Arduino cables out. Let me just try it quickly. Of course, if your replacement doesn't work too well, then it doesn't really matter, does it? I'm not going to work too much. Obviously, it's working. I haven't tested the keyboard part of it yet. Because I should hopefully have a PCBWay delivery coming tomorrow, Wednesday, if not Thursday. Hopefully. Maybe. Anyway, hopefully this week. Or next week. And that includes a little testing keyboard that I developed just for this, because obviously outside of the case, obviously in the case it's easy to test, but outside of the case with a membrane keyboard it's not so easy. So I just created a simple little tactile keyboard that can hook onto the connector here so that it can check key presses. I added a whole lot of debug logs as well to the sketch. So I'll upload the sketch to my GitHub for this. Links in the description. Yeah, we'll think of something useful to do with this. That's all for now. Does it make it a bit darker? No? Yeah, hopefully that was interesting. So first new software developed for the LK-3000 in 40 years or something. Who knows? Okay, bye for now.